First and foremost, I want to say Kahla Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect pushing His word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. I wanted to make a video on. I'm gonna call this video "Watch Out for the Devil." And the devil I'm talking about is it's these damn women, whether it be your woman or a woman or any woman. But because Satan really works through these women to try to distract the elect, the sincere men who are doing this work, try to distract them from doing this work. And Satan's good at what he does. He's not no chump when it comes to distracting someone and doing wickedness. He uses anything and everything to get at you, and most of the time it's your woman, because these women are a big distraction to men in general. You know, even more of a distraction to men that are in the spirit, that are doing this work. And that's why Paul said what he said, that he would rather have us like him, and not be with a woman while we're doing this work. But if you are burning and you get yourself a woman, But that also, that's a two-edged sword, man. That's a double-sided coin, because yeah, you might get yourself a woman, and at least you're burning, you get to pop her or whatever it is. But having a woman comes with more hell than any than good. You know, it comes with more hell than any good, and that's just how it is, because our women in this kingdom are not in the right mind. All right. So I want to read Ecclesiasticus, or also known as Sirach, in the Apocrypha. This is Sirach chapter 26. I'm gonna start at verse 6, and it says, "But a grief to the heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge," and that's true, man. And you don't even need to be in the truth to relate to this, because you'll have a woman. And because our women are selfish. Women in this kingdom are selfish, and they're the weaker vessel, so they're automatically by nature going to be selfish because they're weaker. And so our women, you can come home after work, long days of work, and your woman's already in your ear about some other woman that might have hit you up on Instagram or whatever it is. And you know what? Like, I personally don't recommend you dealing with two women in this kingdom, because that's just too much hell. You know what I'm saying? But it's lawful for a man to have more than one woman. And a lot of women in this kingdom cannot take that. They cannot take that, because Esau has established them in this world to be on top of a man. It really is the Most High, because it's in the scriptures. The Lord said that, "Behold, I'll make a new thing. A woman should compass a man." And that's exactly the times that we're living in right now, man. Women are above men. In the court system, when it comes to custody over a child, the woman 99.9% of the time wins, because Esau is for the woman. Esau is an effeminate person in himself, so he's more likely to root for the woman than the Jake man. All right, it's the Jake woman that comes against the Jake man in the household. Due to Esau's enhancement of their role in this kingdom. Esau has really done a good job of putting these women on a high level, so where we men are on a low level, man. That's why homosexuals also are established very highly in this kingdom. It's because they're also effeminate, man. But really, when you get deep about it, all that shit doesn't matter, because those of us that are sincerely doing this work, we're not looking to get famous or to be highly esteemed in this kingdom, because this kingdom is shit. All right, there's nothing here in this kingdom. It might look like there's lots of things to do and lots of things to achieve, lots of goals to achieve, but All that stuff is a facade just to keep you at bay and keep you away from the truth, which the truth is that America is going to be destroyed. America will be destroyed by the way of nuclear missiles, ICBM missiles. Okay, and before that comes, all hell's gonna break loose. Like the scriptures talk about Jacob's trouble. There's gonna be all madness across the streets, and parts of Canada is gonna be touched too. Israel over there is gonna be wiped out. All right, different parts of the world are gonna be destroyed, but mainly America, man. So back to verse 6, it says, "But a grief of the heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion." This is from the Bible, man. And like the Apocrypha is a part of the Bible. You know, if you look at the King James 1611 verse or 1611 version, the Apocrypha is in the Bible. Now, the reason why they took these out mainly is because they can't. You see, these pastors can't read scriptures like this because the Apocrypha is very, very, very cutthroat. You know, it gets to the point and it really digs in deep. But these pastors can't read scriptures like this in their churches because the predominant number of people in their churches are women. All right, or the Jake woman or heathen woman, but women, and those women are who the pastor lives off of when it comes to tithes. So if a pastor reads this verse, this chapter here, he'll lose the whole, like about 80% of his congregation, which is women. So that's why, you're never going to hear pastors reading any of these scriptures, man, or even ever talking about women being wicked, because all church is a business to make money, and that's off, man. That's not what the Most High is about. The Most High and His Son are not about making money off this word. They're about preaching this word so that the elect may get it, not making money off of it, like Nate does, like these other pastors do across the world, that so much of our people believe in. No matter how much we tell them that this is what they speak is a lie, and this is just a trap, they won't listen. Which, it doesn't matter, because again, the scriptures say many are called and few are chosen, and the Most High is in control of who the elect are and who the 2/3 are. So if like Apostle Tahara says, we're not gonna bend over backwards breaking down the scripture to you. We'll attempt to break it down and teach you once, maybe twice. After that, that's it, man. If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's not meant for you. All right. So, verse 8, and it says, "A drunken woman and a gatter, a drunken woman and a gatter abroad causes greater anger, and she will not cover her own shame." This is very true, man. You got lots of women out there that don't give two shits about their shame, man. Man, I mean, like, I remember when I was in a club one time, I saw a woman, and she was with Jake, and she was pregnant, and she was damn near ready to pop, and she was out there in the club dancing and shaking her ass and doing whatever it is she's doing. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. That's crazy. No shame whatsoever, man. Half of these women be out here showing their vaginas to anybody and everybody. All right, you got women that will, and the scripture's I'm gonna get into it. You got women that sleep with men from one house to the next, one house to the next, one house to the next. That's man. That's there's no beauty in that, man. How are we supposed to, as men, regard you as a precious prize if you're already all torn up and wasted? You know, you already been dealt with and used all up. You know, now you there's no way. Now it's like a 95% chance that a woman that's 14 years old, she already lost her virginity, and not just to one man, but to a couple men. You know what I mean? So this is the kingdom that we live in, man. Women are not like I'm learning too. I'm learning too. You know, I've only been in this truth for 4 years, and I'm learning like every year, every day. I'm learning like women ain't shit, man. They really ain't shit. Especially the women in this kingdom. They're not nothing to get excited about. Yeah, you got yourself a woman, cool. You know, but just know that there's more hell than good that comes from that woman. That's just how it is. That's how this kingdom's set up, and that's how it is. The women ain't shit. The women that we're looking for, okay, the sincere men that are doing this work are the women in the kingdom that the kingdom has promised us. Women that the women that will be in their right mind, that are going to be in subjection under us men, humble, all right, and they're only going to be sleeping with one man, not multiple men, all right. Cause no guy likes a loose pussy, you know, a loose vagina. It's true. It's just that simple. Um, Now, I watch people get emotional about what I just said, but it's the truth, man. It's the truth. It says, verse 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and her eyelids. Hey, man, that's plain. You'll be walking down the street and you'll see women all maked up, all caked up, you know, fake eyelashes, fake eyebrows. Like, I mean, goddamn, you got women that shave off their eyebrows and then redraw them back on. Like, what logic, what sense does that make? You know, fake eyelashes, fake eyebrows, fake hair. Like, fuck. Dressed all skanky. I mean, shorts where you can see their butt cheeks hanging out. And these be the same women that have men at home. You know, and here you are already committing adultery just like that. Just by looking at her, you already committed adultery. You're not looking at her and saying nasty. You're looking at her and your flesh is already thinking about sleeping with her. That's just a quick thing, man. Verse 9, it says, verse 10, if thy daughter be shameless, you know, like a skank or a slut, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. Liberty meaning too much freedom. You know, if you give your woman too much freedom, man, she's gonna abuse herself with that freedom you've given her, which means she'll end up cheating on you, sleeping with another man, or sleeping with a couple men. And if you have a daughter, you gotta set her up straight, man. You gotta be stern with her because next thing you know, she's gonna be pregnant, and you're not even gonna know who the father is because it's been 10, 15, you know, 5, 10, 15 dudes that she's already been sleeping with. Women are like children, man. If you don't discipline them rightly, they'll end up being bad. It's that simple. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Hey, man, these scriptures really go in, man. It says, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Hey, man, if you see a woman that you're like, you know, I can see her being a woman that follows, that has slept with a lot of men, or that's easily attracted to many different men, and you go ahead and take her anyways. Don't be surprised if she trespasses against you. Don't be surprised if she's, you know, popping another man in your bed, you know, at your house that you pay bills in, that you work 12 hours a day, six days a week to keep up, to live in. Don't be surprised, man. Hey, that's the kingdom that we live in. That's it. And that's why we have to do this work so Yahweh Shai can get down here and get us up out of here, man. Because there ain't nothing here for us in this kingdom, man. Those of us that are sincerely doing this work, there's nothing here for us. I can't stress that enough. Um, just a couple more verses here. Verse 12, it says, "She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler." This is plain, man. You already know what it's talking about. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fortune, or a fountain, Slake, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. That's it, man. That's plain, man. I'm talking about a woman that's popping every man in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. And that's a lot of things that you women. That's something that you women lack, man. A lot of you women lack discretion, man. Don't get me wrong. There might be some of you women out there, like a small, tiny percentage of you, that you probably haven't slept with a lot of men. I know you slept with more than one, but you haven't slept with a lot of men, and you try to keep yourself, humble, and you try to keep yourself um uh uh away from, you try to not be a slut, to make it blunt. Can't find a word, but you try not to make yourself a slut. Try not to sleep around with a lot of men. And there might be some of you out there, very small percentage of you, but I'm talking to the majority of you, the 99%. That's what I see. 99% of you that are wicked and are, going around sleeping with different men and distracting men in this work, man. If you're a woman that has a man who's doing this work, man, don't be as hell. All right. At least try not to be, because it's you'll be as hell and you won't even know it. Satan works through you. But like, let the man be. Let him do his work. And for men that are in this truth doing the work, man, like I said, man, don't enjoy your woman to a certain extent. Yeah, you have her, but don't let her be above this work or above what you do. Keep that woman, and you'll see. And when she's not above this work and above this truth, she'll get jealous. And that's how it's gonna be. It's better that way than her being bored of you. You know. So with that, I want to close up and I want to say Ka Hala Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect pushing His word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, and death and destruction to this wicked kingdom. Shalom.